Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, I want you guys to continue praying for me by singing along with me, gesturing at your screen, and hitting the dislike button on this video. I'm once again going to think about another career pivot. So, this is Paradise Valley Community College, where I'm going to be teaching this semester. I already got to see a couple of my students, and I'm very happy to work with these students. What I'm not so happy about is everything surrounding the ability to work with these students. So obviously, Phoenix, Arizona is not a very health-minded place, right? It's very difficult for me to follow a healthy diet here. The American culture is just surrounded by incessant noise to eat. I definitely did not feel that over in Taiwan. It's Phoenix is not very walkable. And then obviously here in Phoenix you need a car just to have any just to be able to go to work, right? I think the only people who don't have cars are people who are you wouldn't want to be associated with. Let's just put it that way. And not to mention the culture here. So right now I have a car. I'm kind of living in it at the moment. I don't mind that because I want to find good roommates this time around. The problem is that our U.S. society frowns upon roommates so much that the subset of people who would be looking for roommates are kind of like the bottom of society, right? For the most part. I know there's good people too, but for the most part, right? A typical person looking for a roommate here is a very different animal than a average person looking for a roommate in Taiwan, right? So, for example, my girlfriend there has roommates, and they're very different. I got to see them. They're very different than the average person in the U.S. looking for a roommate. Different class, different category, if you will. And then the car itself, just 3 days, just the gas I put in my car cost more than an entire month of the bus pass when I was in Taiwan. Right, you guys remember I recorded quite a number of videos on the buses and trains there. I paid 1,200 Taiwanese dollars for a monthly pass. I'll let you Google how much that is. And in just 3 days, just in gasoline, not to mention all the other expenses of owning a car, I spent more than a whole month worth of transportation. Granted, here in the U.S., the car also served as my home too, but still. But I'm going to think about another place I could pivot my career. So you guys remember last winter I asked my grandmother. My grandmother had passed away, and at the funeral I asked her to go talk to Mary Curry for her to set me up on a blind date. Long story short, I befriended a celebrity in Poland, if you can believe it. And after the whole prayer with Mary Curry, I kind of hit it big in terms of the conversation with her. And one day while talking to her, I dropped the L bomb, and she reacted positively to that. And after she reacted positively to it, I kind of got scared because I wasn't ready for the fast paced life just yet. But you know what? Her life has kind of slowed down too. And so I may consider moving to Poland. In Poland, I could afford some real estate there. Not to mention, even if I have to live with roommates there, again, the class of people who would live with roommates there is very different category. I stayed in a hostel when I was in Warsaw 8 years ago, and I had a few roommates who were long-term residents, and I wouldn't mind living with them for the rest of my life if need be. And plus, I probably wouldn't. It'd probably be more of a temporary situation. And so people are just laid back, and also they take care of each other. My ex girlfriend related a story when she was a kid. Chernobyl had just happened, and the government was passing out these iodine candy because when Chernobyl exploded, a lot of radioisotopes of iodine. And my ex-girlfriend kind of got addicted to eating iodine candy and had to get her stomach pumped. She was relating to that one time, and just a lot of fun stuff like that. Here in the U.S., it would not go that well, right? And so even back then, right? Just they didn't have to drive a car, and so they didn't have too many ideological conflicts and clashes like I do with my roommates, right? Anyway, so let's say a quick prayer. Let's do a fortune tell. I'm going to generate a random. I forgot to bring my cards, so I'm going to generate a random number from 1 to 10 to see how my possible career pivot to Poland is going to go. 3, 7. Let's do a couple more. See how many times until we get a 4. Oh, that's good. 6, 2, 1, 5, 10, 5. Everything except for 4. Oh, death. All right. What's really ironic is that when I finally moved to Poland to buy some real estate there, I'll be bringing a lot of material that can be used to make Poland's big invention in order to fund my move to Poland. Right? How ironic! This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.